Welcome to Perfect Strikes. In this series, I'll be covering perfect strikes or striking techniques, mostly with your hands. Please don't forget, kicking techniques are also striking techniques. If you have any questions about the kicking techniques, you can always refer back to perfect kicking techniques. However, in this series, we'll be going over mostly hand techniques. So get your paper and pencil, take notes, or better yet, put your uniform on and follow along to perfect all of your striking techniques. Now you're ready for perfect strikes. In this striking tape series, we'll be going over all of the strikes using the concept of best defense is quick offense. Please keep in mind you're practicing self-defense, the martial arts. First striking move, a punch. Let's stand in a natural position or ready stance with the feet apart, both hands by your rib cage, palms facing up, and remember, make a nice strong fist. Open your hands, roll your fingers first, and then roll your hand, and then thumb coming over the first two fingers to make a tight fist. Both hands by your rib cage. First, take your hand, push it straight out. And at last second, at the point of the impact, you will turn your hand over to get that wrist action. The contact surface is the first two knuckles, not last three. Remember, last three is bigger than first two in terms of the surface area, but the actual knuckle, if you look at it, first two knuckle is the biggest two knuckles out of all of them. So therefore, you want to make sure you're striking with the first two knuckle. And remember, the wrist, nice and straight. Not curled up or not curled down. Nice and straight. And you're going to be making contact with that first two knuckles. Now let's bring it back. Now let's try with the other hand. Ready? Push it straight out first. And then last second, twist. And come back. Now let's switch back. Ready? Nice and easy. Push out. Twist it last second. And come back. Now with the other arm. Ready? Push out. Twist. And then come back. And let's try that fast. Okay? 1 is on one side. 2 is the other side. And keep the elbow back tight. And you can use that as an elbow strike, which I'll be talking about it later. Ready? Punch. And come back. Now the other side. Ready? Punch. And come back. Now remember, 1 is one side. 2 is the other side. Ready? 1. Come back. 2. Come back. Again. 1. Back. 2. Back. One more time. 1. Back. 2. Back. And that's your regular straight punch. Now let's modify some of these punches. Let's make it into what we call vertical punch. Your punch comes from the same place, except it doesn't turn all the way. It just goes and stops right in the middle. A vertical punch. Again, the contact is made with that first two knuckles. So let's try that a few times. Slow first. Keep your hands by your side, upside down. Nice and easy. Punch out. And just turn halfway. Come back. Now the other hand. Ready? Punch out. Turn halfway. And then come back. Now let's try that a little bit smoother. Remember, 1 is one hand, 2 the other hand. Ready? 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. 2 and back. And one last time. 1 and back. 2 and back. And there you have the vertical punch. And third and final punch is what we call inverted, or commonly known as uppercut punch. Now this one you start with hands upside down. So bring both hands by your rib cage. Again, this time, palm facing down. You will deliver the punch, and at the point of the impact, palm turns up. Again, the contact is made with the first two knuckles. Okay, let's try that. Bring both hands by your rib cage, palm facing down. Nice and easy, just push it out, and just about when it's halfway out, turn the palm up. When you're doing this uppercut punch or inverted punch, you want to try to keep the elbow right by your rib cage. So this way you're getting the force and of course the support by your weight. Okay, let's try the other side. Ready? Push it out, and about halfway out, turn. And as you turn, I want you to almost feel that elbow right by your side. Ready? Once again with the other hand. Ready? Palms down, punch out, and turn. Come back. The other side. Punch out, turn. Get that wrist action, and come back. Okay, with the numbers. 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. Try to get that wrist action. 2, and back. And one last one. 1, and back. 2. And there you have the punches. The straight punch, the vertical punch, and the inverted or uppercut punch. Now the application of the punches. Assisting me is Mr. Youngun Park. Now always keep in mind when you're in a fighting stance, you have the front side and you have the back side. And you can apply any of these punches. First, the straight punch, where your hand comes in and turns all the way over. We have a front punch, or you can call it a jab. And then you have a back punch, commonly known as the reverse punch. And then you have the vertical punch, which just shoots straight out. And of course, with the backhand, shoots straight out. And the uppercut punch, where you put your body into it and your palm turns up, where you're digging your knuckles into your opponent's rib cage. So the first, the 1-2 punch, straight punch. You have 1-2, and then you have the vertical punch, as well as the uppercut punch. Hi-ya! Continuing on with our fist strikes. Back fist strike. Instead of a straight line motion, you have a circular motion, hitting with back knuckle. We'll call it a back fist strike. It comes in a circular motion and hits with back part of the knuckle. Now let's try this nice and slow. Again, in a natural or ready stance. First, bring your hand up by your opposite side of your face, palm facing in. And I want you to just bring your hand out in a circular motion and extend. And I want you to imagine you're striking with that first two knuckle to your opponent's temple, eyebrows, cheekbone, nose, or the jaw. Any of the side of the face. Okay, now come back. Now let's try with the other side. Bring your hands up across your body to the other side of your face. And nice and easy, extend them out. Circular motion. And then come back. Now when you do this in a fast motion, you'll want to strike out and get it back. So let's try it step by step. Remember, 1 is one side, 2 is the other side. Let's do it slow first. Bring your hands up, snap, and down. Now the other hand. Bring your hand up, snap, and down. Make sure you get it out, get it back quick. Now let's try that again. Ready? Hands up, snap, and down. Now with the other side. Hands up, snap, and down. And one last time. Hand up, snap, and down. Other side. Hand up, snap, and down. Okay, let's do it fast motion. 1 is one side, 2 the other side. 1, and down. 2 and down. 1 down. 2 and down. Last one. 1 and down. 2 and down. And that was your back fist strikes. The application of the back fist strike. With the front hand, you will just take your hand in a circular motion, again, striking to the side part of the face. However, if you're using the back hand, it's very awkward for you to come into inside and go out. So therefore, you'll use your body into what we call spinning back fist strike. So as the body turns, you release your arm. So the body motion and the motion of the technique flows. So first you have the back fist strike, hi-ya! And then from there you have a spinning, hi-ya! Back fist strike. Continuing on with our closed or fist strike. Now we're going to use what we call hammer fist strike. The striking part is bottom part of your hand. The soft part. That's the part you're going to be striking with. Hammer fist. Okay, first, just a straight hammer fist action. You would just bring your arm up, bring it up by side of your head or side of your face, and just coming straight down. Once again, bend and just come straight down. Just like if you're hammering. That's why this is called hammer fist. Okay, once again, it comes up and it just comes straight down. Okay, hammer fist strike. Let's try that. Just bring your arm up, strike, and then come back. Now with the other side, bring your arm up, bring it up nice and high. Ready? Keep your arm bent, strike, and come back. Now 1 is one side and 2 is the other side. Just bring your arm up and come down on it. Ready? 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. And last one, 2 and back. And that was a hammer fist strike in a downward motion. Now let's continue on with hammer fist strike, inside, outside. Almost the action of the back fist strike. Your hand would come in, just as if you're doing the back fist strike. Remember, back fist comes in a circular motion. Except this time, as you make the contact, you turn the hand. So you're striking with, again, the hammer fist strike with the outside edge of your hand in a fist motion. Ready? Circular motion. Bring your hand across your face. Circular motion. So on 1, remember, it's one side. 2 is the other side. Let's take this through slow one more time. Ready? Arm up, across your face. Slowly, strike, and come back. Now let's try the other side. Arm up, come across, strike, and come back. Okay, ready? Fast motion. 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. 2 and back. And that was your hammer fist strike coming outward. And of course, we can take this same striking motion, hammer fist strike, coming from out to in, inward action. Again, using the same part to strike. That's why we call this hammer fist strike. So far you have downward action, you have inside to outside, and finally you have outside to inside. Palm facing out, just as almost if you're doing the inner block. Except you're going to reach out and strike with the hammer fist strike. Now with the other arm. Up, nice and high, palm facing out, and palm facing in, and strike. One more time. Ready? Arm up, and strike. And with the other arm up, and strike. Now let's do that fast. 1 is one side, 2 the other side. Ready? 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. 2, and back. And those are your hammer fist strikes. Okay, once again, assisting me is Mr. Youngun Park with the application of the hammer fist strike. Just like before, these strikes can be used either with the front or with the backhand. First, the downward action, commonly used to the bridge of the nose. Outward to the side of the jaw. And in this situation, inward will go right to the rib cage or to the solar plexus. So first you have the downward action, hi-ya! And then you have the outward, hi-ya! Ta! Another application of the hammer fist strike. This is commonly used in a self-defense situation where the attacker is coming from the rear or they choke. Use the side step and a downward strike to the groin area to defend. So as Mr. Park comes in, I side step to expose all of his target area, and I use a groin strike with a hammer fist. Hi-ya! Now let's get into the open hand strikes. First, the famous karate chop. Open your hands where your fingers are together and thumb slightly bent to tighten up that finger and your hands. And you want to be striking with the knife edge, the fat part. You don't want to strike with your fingers, nor do you want to strike with your wrist. You want to strike with that edge of your hand, that fat part where there's a lot of meat, so it'll give you extra protection. Now, let's bring the hand all the way across to the other side of your face, just like the same action as the back fist strike. Your palm faces in, and it comes across front of your body in a circular motion, and at last second, the wrist snaps. Let's try that again. Bring the hand in, fingers tight, palm facing in. Last second, hand twist to get the extra wrist action. And one last time, bring the hand in, and nice and easy, the knife hand strike. Now let's try to go through that step by step. Ready? Fingers tight, hands open. Hand up, across your face. Chop, and come back down. Now the other side. Ready? Hand up, palm facing in, chop, and come back down. Now let's try that one more time with the other hand. Hand up, chop, and down. And one last time with the other side. Hand up, chop, and come back. Now the fast motion. Soon as hand comes up, chop, and let's go ahead and bring it back. Okay, so as soon as you chop, let's snap it. Okay, ready? 1 is one side, 2 is the other side. 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. 2, and back. Last one. 1, back. 2, and back. Now let's continue on with knife hand strike in a different angle. Instead of coming from inside to outside, let's come from outside to inside. Or we can call that an inverted or upside down knife hand strike. Now here your palm faces out. Once again, almost like you're doing that inner block. Except your arm reaches out, and at last second, your wrist snaps. So again, you're getting the wrist action, and you want to strike with that big fat part of your hand. Upside down, knife hand strike. Let's try with the other hand. Palm faces out. You notice the fingers are together and thumb is bent. And come across, strike. And aim at your opponent's neck or the throat area. Now with the other side, arm up and strike. Now the other side, arm up, palm facing out, way out. Ready? Strike. And come back. You ready for the fast action? Okay, 1 is one side, 2 is the other side. I want you to chop and leave it out there. Ready? 1 and back. 2 and back. Feel the wrist action. 1 and back. 2 and back. One more time. 1 and back. 2 and back. And there you have the inverted or upside down knife hand strike. And the third and the final chop is the overhand chop. This chop can be used to coming down against your opponent's collarbone, as well as if you're breaking boards. It comes up, again, palm facing out. Instead of coming across, it comes straight down. Ready? Palm faces out. And as it comes down, again, the wrist snaps. So just come straight down. And let's try that with the other side. Ready? Palm faces out, and he comes straight down. And again, you want to be able to use that wrist action. Ready? One more time. Hand up, and come straight down. And with the other side. Hand up, come straight down. Okay, you ready for the fast action? 1 and 2. The other side. Ready? 1. Stay there. And back. 2. And back. Make sure your fingers are tight. Ready? 1. And back. 2. And back. And one last one. 1. And back. And 2. And back. The knife hand strikes. The application of the knife hand strike. First, straight across, knife hand strike to the rib cage, and the overhand chop to the collarbone. And to finish him off, the inverted or upside down knife hand strike to his neck or the throat area. Hiya! Cha! Cha! Hiya! Now you're ready for the ridge hand strike. Ridge hand strike is the opposite motion of the knife hand strike. Knife hand strike usually comes from inside to outside. Ridge hand comes from outside to inside, using the opposite part of the hand. Knife hand, the fat part. Ridge hand, the inside part. So you must tuck your thumb underneath. Don't have your thumb sticking out, because then you can jam your thumb. Make sure you tuck that thumb underneath so you're hitting with the ridge part of your hand, not with your thumb. The ridge hand strike. The way to start that, let's bring both hands by your rib cage, just almost like in a punching stance. You're going to open up your hand and tuck that thumb underneath. It'll go out about 45-degree angle, and as you hook across, your wrist turns. Once again, you go out about 45-degree angle. Don't forget to tuck that thumb underneath. And as you hook across, your hand comes over in a hooking action. Once again, hooking action. Okay, let's try with the other hand. Extend out at 45-degree angle. Remember, thumb tucks under. And as the hand turns over, it hooks and makes it into a ridge hand. Once again, it goes out at 45-degree angle, and thumb tucks under, and it hooks over making it a ridge hand. You ready for the fast action? Ready? Hands by your side, nice and slow. 1, and back. Now let's try with the other side. 2, and back. Remember, come across and hook across. Ready? 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. 2, and back. And let's try this one more time. Ready? 1, back. 2, back. That's your common ridge hand. Now, of course, if you can do it one way, you can, of course, do it the other way. Reverse ridge hand, which comes from your rib cage, almost like you're doing that side block. Except you open your hand and come across in a ridge hand action. Again, your thumb must be tucked in. Don't let that thumb stick out. Keep the thumb tucked in. Start out with the palm facing down. Let's start with the open hand. And as you come across, your wrist will snap and your arm will almost extend out in a straight line. Once again, palm facing down and palm facing up into a reverse ridge hand strike. Let's try with the other side. Palm facing down, and right away, tuck that thumb underneath. And as you come across, wrist action, and again, hitting with the ridge part of your hand. And one more time. Ready? Palm is facing down, and come across with the palm facing up. Okay, ready for the fast action. Bring your hand to the side, right away. Ready? 1, and back. Now the other hand to the side. 2, and back. The other hand to the side. 1, and back. The other hand. 2, and back. And one last one. Bring your hand to the side. Palm facing down. 1, and back. Palm facing down. 2, and back. And those are your ridge hand strikes. The application of the ridge hand strikes. Once again, this strike can be used either with a front or a back hand. You have a front ridge hand to the jaw, as well as reverse front ridge hand to the jaw or side of the face, as well as back ridge hand to the face and even to the body. Any of this technique can be applied in a different situation. So the ridge hand strikes. Hiya! Ta! Another open hand strike you can use, very effective strike, palm heel strike, where you're striking with heel part of your palm. From the knife hand strike, roll your fingers in a little tighter and curl your wrist back. So you're hitting with heel part of your palm. Just simply start out, bring the hands by your rib cage and just push it straight up. Let's try with the other hand. Bring it back. Again, bend your fingers, bend your thumb. Just like a straight punch. Just push it straight forward. One more time with the other side. Wrist curl back. Fingers bent, push it straight up. And one last time with the other side. Just curl your fingers back, curl your wrist back, push it straight forward and back. Now let's start this out, not from this position where your hands are up, but from punching position. So from here, you can punch or even do a palm heel strike. So now you have a choice of your strikes. In this situation, we'll use palm heel strike. So as you come up, open that hand and just drive straight forward. Imagine you're driving to your opponent's base of the nose or base of the chin. Ready? 1, and back. Now 2 is the other side. 2, and back. Remember, you want to strike with heel part of your palm, not with your fingers. Ready? 1, back. 2, and back. 1, back. 2, and back. And that's your straight palm heel strike. Now, if you reverse that, you have what we call uppercut or uppercut palm heel strike, which goes the other way, just like that uppercut punch, except you're striking with heel part of your palm. And this is generally used to the rib cage or solar plexus area. So let's try that. Again, simulating that uppercut punch, palm faces down, make a fist. As you open up your hand, curl your wrist back, curl your fingers back, and at the point of impact, you twist and drive in with heel part of your palm. Let's try the other side. Remember, open up your hand, but keep your fingers curled back, as well as your wrist. And palm heel strike. One more time. Start out with your fist. Open up your hand. Palm heel strike with the wrist curl back. Okay, ready for the fast action? Hands by your side, palm facing down. 1, and back. 2, and back. Remember, 1 is one side, 2 is the other. Again, 1, and back. 2, and back. One last one. 1, back. 2, and back. And those are your palm heel strikes. In the application of the palm heel strikes, I'm going to be using palm heel strikes, of course, as a block. So as Mr. Park comes in to punch, I deflect with the palm heel block, following through with the palm heel strike to the solar plexus or rib cage, and to finish him off, palm heel strike to the chin or to the base of the nose. Hiya! Hiya! Cha! Let's continue on with our open hand strikes, the spear hand strikes, or fingertip strikes. In your forms, you commonly use in an inner block and a spear hand strike, usually to the solar plexus level. From standing still position, just bring your arms up by your rib cage, palm facing in, and hands by your side, fingers tight, a straight strike, just like a punch. Once again, just bring your hand up, fingers tight, and strike. And come back. Let's try the other side. Just bring your hands up, fingers tight, strike, and come back. One more time. Bring your hands up, and strike, and come back. Now let's try that fast. I want you to imagine you're almost drawing a gun. You have it on each side. Just faster you bring that arm up, faster you can strike. Ready? 1, and back. Now the other side. 2, and back. 1, and back. Be quick. 2, and back. 1, and back. And last time, 2, and back. Now, when you're going high level, throat, face area with the spear hand, you can actually turn that hand over. So from here, once again, hand comes up, just like if you're doing a punch, and it comes in, and the last second, it twists over. Are you ready? Right side, nice and easy. Come up and strike. Aim at about throat or eye level. Now let's try the other side. Bring it up and turn the hand over so your hand is horizontal. Ready? Once again. Hand up and twist. Okay, let's get ready for the fast action. Ready? 1, and back. 2, and back. 1, and back. 2, and back. Remember, be quick. 1, and back. 2, and back. Now, modifying that fingertip or spear hand strike, you have 2 fingers. 2 fingertip strike, or commonly known as the eye gouging strike. All you do is just take 2 finger, your 4 and your middle finger, okay, and you strike. Now with the other side, 4 and the middle finger, and strike. Okay, let's bring it up just like a punch. You can even start out as a punch. Let's try that. Hands by your rib cage, palm facing up. As you strike, get those fingers out right at eye level and come back. Now the other side. As you start striking out, get those fingers out right at eye level and come back. Ready? 1 and back. 2 and back. 1 and back. 2 and back. Aim high. 1, back. 2, back. And you have your spear hand or fingertip strikes. The application of the spear hand and fingertip strikes. As Mr. Park comes in to attack, I'll block and follow with the spear hand strike. And follow with the spear hand strike to the throat and the eye gouge to finish him off. So as he comes in, I step in and block first. Follow with the spear hand strike to the solar plexus. Draw the other hand back and spear hand strike to the throat and the eye gouge. Hi-ya! Hi-ya! Cha-cha! Another application of the spear hand strike. Remember, if you can go high, you should be able to go low. In this situation, just like you practice in your form, you have the inner block and the groin strike. And as you notice, my palm is facing up. You can do the spear hand with palm up or even palm down, just like you did at high level. In the form, you practice palm up, so you will see the application here with palms facing up. Hi-ya! Cha! Now you're ready for the elbow strike, one of the most effective technique in self-defense situation. Let's start out with hands by your side, just like if you were going to do punch. Raise your elbow up and bring your hand all the way across with your elbow to the other side of your body. Continue on with that motion and bring it all the way out. So you have an elbow strike going in and you have an elbow strike going out. Now, continue that motion. Just drop the elbow by your rib cage and come straight up. Your palm should be facing side of your face. And to follow that, bring your elbow straight down and continue by bringing your hand by your rib cage where you started. So you have 4 elbow strikes coming inward, outward, straight up, and of course, straight down. Are you ready? Let's try the other side. Hands by your side, just like if you're punching. Come straight across first by raising that elbow. Ready? Bring it in. Now, bring it out. Now, drop that elbow, bring it straight up. And come back to the original position, bring it down. Okay? One more time. Hands by your side, bring it across, inward. Now, bring it across, outward. Now bring it underneath, up. And bring it down and back to where you started. Now we're going to move a little quickly, so I want you to stay with me. Let's go through it nice and slow first. Hands by your rib cage. Are you ready? In, out, up, and down. One more time. Ready? In, out, up, and down. Now the other side. Ready? Hands by your side. In, out, up, and down. One more time. Ready? In, out, up, and down. Let's go through this in one fast motion. When I give you the count this time, you have to go in, out, up, down as quickly as you can. 1 is one side, 2 is the other side. Ready? Hands by your side. 1, in, out, up, down. Now the other side. 2, in, out, up, down. Big motion. Ready? 1, in, out, up, down. And the other side. 2, in, out, up, down. Make it fast. In fact, try to say it and try to let your arm or your body follow with it. Say in, out, up, down. Faster you can say, maybe faster you can do it. Last one. Ready? 1, in, out, up, down. And then last one. 2, in, out, up, down. And those are your 4 different elbow strikes. The application of the elbow strikes. In this situation, Mr. Park will be in close with the choking technique. I bring my arm up to break the choke. But instead of just coming across with a break, I'll break and at the same time follow with the elbow strike. And follow with another elbow strike, as well as upper and down elbow strike. So he comes in, choke, get a good choke. Okay, I break, hiya, 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 to finish him off. Now let's continue on with knee strike. Knee strike is one of the most effective techniques in self-defense. Your knee comes up sharply and makes a strike. It's a first step of the kicking techniques. For example, if I were to use a front kick to defend, first step, I'll bring my knee up. And from there, I would throw a front kick. Well, instead of thinking of kicking, think about just the knee. Get the knee up sharply and strike to the lower part. Groin, solar plexus, abdomen, thigh, even to your opponent's kneecap. To practice this, just put your hands in front of you about waist level and just bring your knee up sharply and touch. As you bring your knee up, fold the leg nice and tight. Ready? Just bring it up and touch. Don't bring your hand down to the knee. Bring your knee to your hands. Ready? 1 is one side, 2 is the other side. And as soon as you bring it up, get it down. Ready? 1. Now the other side. 2. Now the other side. 1. Get it up sharply. 2. And one more time. 1. And one last time. 2. And you have your knee strike. The application of the knee strike. As Mr. Park comes into choke, I step back and I break the choke with double outer block or choke block. And I follow with a grab and knee strike to the groin or to the solar plexus. Hiya! Cha! Hiya! And of course, if you have any questions about any of the blocks I used in the application, please refer back to the series Perfect Blocking Techniques. Now you're ready for kicking strikes. Kicking techniques are used in a medium or even long range. First, let's start out with front kick. Front kick, where your knee comes up and it points at the target, and you're striking with ball of the foot. Hiya! Second, you have side kick, where your heel comes up and you're striking with heel part of the foot. Hiya! Third, we have roundhouse kick, where you're striking either with top, your instep, or even ball of the foot. Hiya! Now let's continue on. Hook kick, which comes from the opposite side. You can strike either with your heel or bottom of the foot. It goes out and hooks back in a hooking action. Hiya! Without the pivot, you have crescent kick, striking either with outside edge or bottom of your heel in a circular motion, just like the hook kick. Hiya! And if you cut the crescent kick in half, you have an axe kick, which comes in a circular motion and comes straight down. Hiya! And the last kick, the inverted roundhouse kick, where your body is twisted and striking either with the ball or instep of your foot. Hiya! Now these are your kicking strikes. If you have any questions about any of these kicks, please refer back to the series Perfect Kicking Techniques. Now let's start combining some of these techniques together, making into a double. All of the techniques that I'll go through, you should already know. We're just going to put it together and make it into a double, such as a double fist strike. Both palm comes into your rib cage and he shoots straight out. Double fist strike. Once again, from the rib cage, it shoots straight out. And one last time. Palm comes in and it shoots straight out. Now you have a double fist strike. To modify this, you have a double vertical punch. Just come straight in and at last second, stop. So you have a vertical double fist strike. Once again, vertical double fist strike. And one last time, a vertical double fist strike. And continuing with the punching technique, palm faces down, both palms, and comes straight up and turns. Remember to keep the elbow in slightly by your rib cage to get that support from your body. Again, double uppercut punch this time. Once again, palm faces down, double uppercut punch. And the last time. Ready? Double uppercut punch. Now those are your double punches. Now you're ready for double knife hand strikes. Bring both hands by your side of your face, palm facing out. And bring both hands upside down inward. Double knife hand strike to the neck or the throat area. Once again, palm faces out and strike. One more time. Palm faces out and strike. And one last time. Palm faces out and strike. Now, of course, this can be done to the outside. Cross both hands in front of your chest. Both palms facing in. And do a double knife hand strike. Straight out to the side. One more time. Cross and strike. Once again, cross and strike. And one last time, cross and strike. Now, continuing with that same motion, you have what we call double hammer fist strike. Just make a fist and cross, and you have a double hammer fist strike. The motion is the same, even the target area is the same, but the hand positions are different. You have open hand for double knife hand strike, and you have closed hand for double hammer fist strike. Now, let's continue on with more open hand techniques. Double palm heel strikes, where both of your palms, just like the uppercut punch, faces down but open. And at last second, both palms turn up, striking with heel part of your palm. Once again, palm down, palm up. One more time, palm down, palm up. Last one, palm down. Use that wrist action, palm up. And relax. Now, double spear hand or double fingertip strike, just like a punch. Bring both palms facing up, and it'll go straight to the face. Straight to the face. Once again, palm up and strike. Palm up and strike. And one last time, palm up and strike. And relax. Now let's go into the elbow strikes. Double elbow strikes to the side. Again, cross both arms in front of your body. Imagine you have two opponents coming from each side. Double elbow strike. Yes, you can get into a horseback riding stance. Once again, cross and strike. One more time, cross and strike. And this time, let's do it with an open hand. Cross and strike. So these elbow strike can be done with closed or with an open hand. One more time, cross with the open hand, strike. Cross and strike. And of course, depending on the direction you're going, your arm will be crossing on the top. If you were to go to the left, you'll more likely cross the left arm on the top. If you're going to the right, you'll more likely cross the right arm on the top for the double elbow strike. You have just completed perfect strikes, striking techniques with hands as well as feet. If you have any questions about any of the kicking techniques, remember, refer back to Perfect Kicking Techniques tape series. Now, completing the perfect strikes with perfect kicking techniques, all of your strikes should be complete. If you have any questions about the content of this tape, please feel free to ask your instructor for advice or even training tips. Or feel free to write to me at address shown at the end of the tape. I will see you at the next series.